Hey, it's Joshua Kittle here with Mortgage Clarity, and in this video we're going to talk about home affordability. Something you hear a lot in the news with home values having gone up as much as they have is that homes are not affordable nowadays because the price has gone up so much. So is this true? We're going to take a look at it because here's the fact of the matter. It's not just about home price when it comes to affordability. We have to look at home price. We have to look at interest rates, how those two impact payment, and we have to look at income. So in this video here, we're going to go over a few quick charts to kind of help put this together. And I think you'll find that even though home prices are higher today than they were, let's say back in 2006, just before the last market correction, you'll find that we're actually more affordable. So let's take a look at it. All right. So this here is the CaseShiller Index. And it just is kind of what we call the gold standard to kind of get the national litmus test on what home appreciation rates are doing. And you can see that in 2020, the year-over-year rate was 4.4%, which is kind of normal. That 3 to 5 is kind of normal. But throughout 20 and into 21, we saw home appreciation start to spike. And actually, this chart doesn't show the second half of 2021. It was around almost 18 to 20% nationally, with some areas being as high as 30 to 35%. So definitely, without a doubt, home value appreciations went up way more than normal. So does that mean homes aren't affordable now? So let's take a look at the next piece of the puzzle. So since 2006 to 2021, the average home price went up 41%. However, during that same time, you'll see that interest rates pre-2006, when the market correction came in, were around 6% and dropped to about 3% at their low around early January 2021. Now, these are just average rates. They're not specific quotes. There's a lot that goes into it, but it shows you on average what was happening in the market for rates. And so they've moved down with periods where rates would spike, but then they would come back down to where we hit these all-time lows. So now, when we look at affordability from 2006, which you'll see in this graph here, this chart here just kind of shows on an easy to understand scale that 100 is essentially affordable. That's just kind of what the average person can afford, and they're not stretching their resources to be able to buy the home. When you start to drop below this, like we did in the 90s and how we did just before the market correction in 2006, homes were at an all-time expensive in relations to income. But we can see that after that correction, home values dropped, and then we started to see affordability skyrocket. And while homes are not as affordable as they were in maybe 2011 when the home prices bottomed, they are still way above average and definitely above this line of affordability. So the reason for that is in 2006, the average earner made about $20 per hour. You fast forward today, and that's about $31 per hour, which is 55% increase in wages from 2006 today, with a 50% drop in the interest rate from the same time period to today. And this is all helping to offset that high appreciation rate that we've seen this last decade. So let's again jump down now and put some math to this. So one thing that's important to realize is that when you're qualifying for a mortgage payment, you're not using all your income to make that payment. So there's kind of on average about a 1 to 5 ratio, which means if your income increases 1%, that can support about a 5% rise in your monthly payment, and you're making about the same payment. So here's do a little math here. So you start out with $1,000 a month, and you have $5,000 a month income. Income goes up 1%. You're now making $5,050 gross, and your payment, let's say your house payment rose 5%. It's $1,050. So you can see the $50 is offset from a 1 to 5 ratio. And again, that's because you're not using all of your income to qualify for the payment, but the income rise is based on the full amount. So let's take a look here, and then I think this will probably bring it all home for us. So in 2006, let's just say we're looking at a house of $300,000. Home appreciation is 41%, so that same house today sells for $423,000, so $123,000 more. However, rate at that point went from 6% down to 3%. And again, this is not a quote where rates are at today. Rates are always changing, so reach out to your lender to get a quote for your scenario. Monthly payment's $1,800. On the new scenario, based on this new higher loan amount, we're using the same payment. We're taking into account same down payment and stuff at $1,783. However, income during that same time went from $6,000 a month, went up 55% to $9,300, which means in 2006, with that house that cost you $123,000 less, you were using 30% of your income to be able to support that payment, whereas that same scenario today, you're only using 19%. So there you go. So home affordability, in short, yes, even with high appreciation rates this past year, homes for the average person still remain very affordable compared to historical averages. The reason for that is, again, it's not just about the price of the home, it's about the payment as it relates to your monthly income. Hope you found this video helpful. If you liked it, just thumbs up, send any comments you might have, or feel free to reach out to me directly. All right, till next time.